Across the UK, online and on DAB. Access all radios.
Talk Radio. Give it some lip. Talk Radio.
I'm proper angry tonight. I've got a right cob on, a bit like Ash had, apparently. Someone tried to scam... No, someone didn't try to scam me. Someone successfully scammed me this evening. We've got a recording of them. Here's the news.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me. Down the road, it's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Down this road that never seems to end. When new adventure lies just around the bend. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, the whole world is my home. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. There's a world that's waiting to unfold, a brand new tale no one has ever told. We've journeyed far but you know it won't be long. We're almost there and we paid our fare with a hobo song. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel like that's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I'll find what I call home. Until tomorrow, you know I'm free to roll.
So, I received a text earlier on this evening. And it said, let me read you the text, okay? And you know, I've got an iPhone, and at the top of the screen, it gives either the number of the person who sent the text if it's unknown, or the name of the person. And it came up, Barclays. It said Barclays at the top. So I thought, oh, okay, I've got a text from Barclays. Barclays has noticed your debit card was recently used on the 26th of the 1st, 2017 at 6:54:41 at PayPal online store for £1,976. If not you, please urgently call fraud prevention on 0843 849 6844 or international, it's the international number, do not reply by SMS. I thought, flipping heck. That's the first thing is, I thought, have I made any big payments like that? No, I haven't. Second thing I did was I went to my PayPal account and had a look on there to see if there's anything suspicious. There wasn't. I couldn't get access to my bank account where I was. So I phoned the number up. That's not true, actually. I did something else. I copied and pasted the number into Google on my phone to look to see if it was a scam. Nothing came up. It should have been suspicious because nothing came up. Not even this is a Barclays fraud prevention. Nothing came up. I thought, okay, nothing's come up. This is fine. I phoned them up. And it, you get the recorded message that you get with the Barclays fraud line. Would you like to hear the beginning? Would you like to hear the recorded message? I'll phone them now, shall I? They won't answer. They've blocked my phone number. So this is the recorded message you get. Here we go.
Welcome to Barclays. Thanks for responding to our message. This is very important.
Convincing,
and will
huh?
only take a few moments.
Okay.
Please enter your 6-digit sort code beginning with 20.
So I entered my 6-digit sort code.
Please enter your 8-digit account number.
I entered my 8-digit account number.
Let me check that. Thanks. Now I need to take you through our security.
Uh-oh.
Please enter the first and third digit
Now,
of your 5-digit telephone banking passcode.
this is where I got flustered because I don't know what my banking passcode is. So I did what everyone does. I tapped the star button twice.
Please hold while I put you through to an advisor.
It seemed to work.
Please hold while I put you through to an advisor. The number you have dialed cannot accept this call.
Yes, because they blocked my phone number. Anyway, when I phoned them up initially, they could accept my call. And I spoke to a delightful young lady called Michelle. And Michelle said, Barclays Fraud Hotline, how can I help you? And I said, Michelle, I've just had a text saying that nearly £2,000 has been fraudulently taken from my card. She went, I'm sorry to hear that. That must be very upsetting for you. I said, yes, Michelle, it is. What can I do about it? She said, well, don't panic. Let's go through some details. First of all, can I take your name? Of course you can. It's Iain Lee. Can I take your date of birth? I gave her the date of birth. She said, I'm just going to put you on silent hold while I go and check your details. Well, she disappeared for 30 seconds. She came back. Can you just confirm how you're spelling your surname? I said, Lee, L-E-E. She went, OK, that's right. Now, I just need to take a few details from you, and we'll find out exactly what's going on for you. And if we need to, we'll stop the card and we'll get a new one out to you. Can I take your sort code? I gave her my sort code. Can I take your account number that's on the card, please? Of course you can, Michelle. I gave her my account number. She said, right, a few more things. Can I take the long card number? And I went, yes, this is it. And I read out the long 16-digit number that's on the card. She went, thank you. That's great. She says, yes, I can see that someone has attempted to use your card via PayPal to pay for something costing £1,970. Now, it's not gone through. So we've not allowed it to go through. So we have done a good thing and we have stopped it. I went, Michelle, that's brilliant. Fantastic. And then I said, Michelle, can you tell me what they were going to buy with it? She says, Mr. Lee, I'm terribly sorry. It doesn't say that on this screen. I went, OK, never mind. I said, can you tell me, Michelle, if they've made any other attempts to use my card? She said, it doesn't look like it, but we can go a little bit deeper into the system and find out. Now, do you have the Barclays app on your phone? And I said, no, I don't have the Barclays app. She says, have you got your PIN Sentry card reader with you? I went, yes, I do have that. And I was rooting around in my bag and I found it. And I pulled it out and I said, right, I put the card in. What do you want me to do? She says, right, I want you to sign in with your PIN number and tell me what number comes up. And then something in my head just went, no, that's private. That's private. Something in my head said that number that comes up on your PIN Sentry when you've entered your PIN number is private. And so I said, Michelle, I feel a little bit uncomfortable giving you that information. She went, OK. Well, what you can do is you can go into your branch tomorrow with 2 pieces of identification. And I kind of thought, I'm really busy tomorrow because got the boys, I'll take them to school. I'll get back, get a couple of hours sleep, then I'll go pick them up from school, and I've got to go to the post office. And I went, is there no other way round? She went, no. You can go into the branch tomorrow, or we can do this now. And I went, OK. Put the card in, pressed the sign-in button, entered my PIN. Numbers came up. Went, Michelle, listen, I hate to sound suspicious, but I feel very uncomfortable giving you this number. She went, well, she started to get a little bit of a cob on. She went, well, you'll just have to go to the bank tomorrow. I said, I tell you what, Michelle, is it possible for me to speak to the fraud department? And the phone went dead. I thought, oh no, the phone's dropped out. Because it often does when you're making these phone calls and it's on your mobile. Often the phone drops out at the most important moment. So I phoned back thinking, this is going to be a faff. I'm going to have to get someone new and explain everything that's happened again. The phone rang, entered the same details. Hello, this is Michelle from the Barclay card fraud line. How can I help you? I went, oh, Michelle, that's a coincidence. I was just talking to you. She said, yes. I said, and you disappeared. She went, oh, well, I thought you were going to go to the bank tomorrow to sort it out. I said, no. By this point, my bullshine detector was going off like a klaxon in the back of my head. I thought, all right, I think I know what's going on here. I went, no, Michelle, I asked you to put me through to the fraud department. She said, I can't do that, I'm afraid. They close at 6. Now, I have no idea of the opening hours of the fraud department. I would imagine they don't knock off at 6, but I don't know for sure. So I called her bluff. I went, Michelle, that's a lie. The fraud department is open 24 hours a day. I don't know if that's true or not. She hung up. I thought, aha! In the meantime, in between those 2 calls, I'd gone online on Twitter and I'd tweeted out the phone number and I said, does anyone know anything about this number? Can someone check it for me? By the way, Barclays, is this your number? After the second phone call, I went back onto Twitter. Barclays online had replied, not one of our numbers, sir. Aha! I phoned up again, did the same thing, entered my details. And then a really similar, familiar voice answered it. But whereas the first voice had been quite well spoken, this voice, although familiar, was a little bit cockney. And it wasn't Michelle. She was called Katie. And I went, hello, Katie. She went, yes, hello. I went, you're not Katie, you're Michelle. You're just doing a different voice. Phone went down, boom, like that. So I kept phoning her up and I got through about 6 or 7 times and I asked her how she slept at night. I asked her if she thought her mother would be proud of her for doing this. But every time, the phone was slammed down. It got to the point where she stopped answering my phone calls. I was fuming. Then I went online and found the real number for Barclays fraud. What I thought was the real number for Barclays fraud. And I phoned them up because I thought, well, I've given her so much information, I'm going to have to cancel my card now. I stopped off at Tesco, took out a couple of £100, so I've got money because I'm going to lose my card for the next 3-4 days. So I took out some money, and then I phoned up this number, and I explained to this young lady what had happened. And she said, don't worry, sir. You're not stupid. Lots of people fall for these. We're going to go through security, and we will cancel that card, and we'll get you a new one. She said, I tell you what I'm going to do. Before we even go anywhere, I'm going to put a temporary block on your card, okay? It's not a permanent one, so we can change it if we need to, but it just means they can't use your card if that's what they're trying to do now. I went, brilliant. And as soon as she did that, I got a text through on my phone from the same number. It came up directly under the initial message that I received. So suddenly alarm bells are going off in my head, going, well, hang on a minute. I thought I dialed proper Barclays. But this has come through here. And I said to her, I'm feeling very uncomfortable with this conversation. She went, OK. If at any point you want to bail out of this call, you can, and you can call the number on the back of your card. I went, all right. She asked me 3 security questions. I deliberately answered one of the questions wrong. Heightened state of paranoia. Deliberately answered one of the questions wrong. But yet I cleared security. And I said, I'm going to be honest. I don't think you're genuine. She says, what makes you say that? I said, well, I answered one of the questions incorrectly, and yet we've got through security. She said, yes, I know. What happens when you answer a question wrong is it just moves on to the next question. I said, can you tell me which question I answered incorrectly? She went, I can't do that. I went, right, I'm going. Bye. Put the phone down. Now I'm a paranoid wreck, thinking I can't trust. It's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I can't trust anyone. They look normal. They sound like Barclays, but they could all be body snatchers. So then I got the number on the back of the card and I phoned them up. And I knew I was talking to Barclays then. And I explained what happened. And I spoke to the young lady. And we there was a little bit of difficulty in me proving it was me because I couldn't remember any of my direct debits. Well, I could, but the figure I was giving them wasn't close enough. Turns out I'm paying less for my mortgage per month than I expected by about £4. And that £4 makes all the difference when you're trying to prove you are who you say you are. So, we're doing all this. And then I said to this woman, can I just check? I spoke to someone about 5 minutes ago who claimed to be from Barclays, and she said she would put a little note on the screen saying that I'd spoken to her, but that I'd bailed out of the phone call halfway through. Has she done that? She went, no. Oh, hang on. Yes, she has. So the second woman was legit. So now, my card's been cancelled. I'll get a new one probably Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. It's a faff. But then I got really angry, right? And I felt stupid, because you hear about scams all the time, and it's always old people. Watch out for Nana, because the scammers will get her. It's always old people. And I like to think, I've done shows about scammers. I like to think I've got my head screwed on, and I am very savvy. But I got angry. So, I came into work. And I wrote down some fake numbers, fake bank account numbers and fake card numbers and said, Kath, right, come on, you're coming with me. We're going to record a phone call. We're going to go and phone up this scammer. Would you like to hear what happened? Well, we will play it in a second after these messages.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
So, I came in. And I was furious, and I said, Kath, I didn't even say hello. I said, Kath, we're going to go and phone up some scammers. And I wrote down a sheet of paper, because you've got to be convincing. I wrote down a fake sort code that was very close to a real sort code, a fake account that was my account number, but with 2 numbers changed, and a fake 16 digits. You know, the numbers you get across the middle of the debit card. I wrote down those, my numbers, but I changed like the last 4 numbers. Okay. And Catherine came up with a name and with a date of birth, and we went and we phoned up to speak to this young lady. Same lady, every time I phoned, same lady, Katie or Michelle. This is what happened.
Welcome to Barclays. Thanks for responding to our message. This is very important and will only take a few moments. Please enter your 6-digit sort code beginning with 2. Please enter your 8-digit account number. Let me check that. Thanks. Now I need to take you through our security. Please enter the 1st and 3rd digit of your 5-digit telephone banking passcode. Please hold while I put you through to an advisor. Please hold while I put you through to an advisor. Payment verification team, Katie speaking. How may I help?
Hello, I've had this really frightening message on my phone suggesting that someone's taken some money from me, like 1,976 quid.
Right, can you confirm your full name and date of birth, please? I'll pull up your system.
Yeah, it's Baxter. My date of birth is the 25th of the 8th, 77.
Can you confirm your full name for me, please?
Yeah, Karen Louise Baxter.
Okay, Karen, don't worry. If you just hold the line for me and I'll just take a look into what's happened here.
Thank you.
I'm going to put you on a brief silent hold, but I will still be here. Let me just take a look into what's happened on your account today.
Thanks so much.
Okay, Karen, I'm having trouble finding you in our system. Can you confirm the long card number for me, please?
Yeah, let me just get my card. Yeah, it's,
Sure.
4659
Yeah,
2206
yeah,
0864
yeah,
7155.
yeah. Okay, great. Just hold the line for me, please. And just confirm your surname is Baxter, spelled B-A-X-T-E-R.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, okay. All right, hold the line for me, please.
She's realised that's not a real card number. We'll call her back and we'll tell her, we'll say you just called through.
Welcome to Barclays.
And we'll let her know that
to our message.
we're recording it.
Very important. And we'll only...
She checked that card number and found out it wasn't real.
Please enter your 8-digit account number.
That's the same girl that I spoke to. Oh. Same girl that answers
Let
every
me
time.
check that.
She's quite convincing,
Thanks.
isn't she?
Now I need to take you through our security. Please enter
So
the
just
first
ask why she
and
rang
third
off.
digit
So I
of
think
your
my phone-
5-digit
Yeah, my
telephone
phone.
banking passcode.
And then tell her we're recording her.
Please hold while I put you through to an advisor. Please hold while I put you through to an advisor.
Oh. Let's try again.
What did she say her name was this time?
Welcome to
Katie
Barclays.
this time.
Thanks for responding to our message.
Let's get through these. She's convincing, isn't she?
Yeah.
Please enter your 8-digit account number. Let me check that. Thanks. Now I need... Please hold while I put you through to an advisor. Please hold while I put you through to an advisor. Barclays Payment Verification Team. Speaking, how may I help?
Hello, I was just speaking to one of your advisors and I got cut off. I think my phone's on the blink. I'm a bit concerned about a message I got. Oh! Oh.
This time, if she answers, go straight in and tell her we're recording her for Talk Radio.
Thanks for responding.
Okay, we'll do it from my phone. We'll do 141. But yeah, I suspect that we won't get told of Katie or Michelle or whoever she is this time.
This is very important and will only take... Please enter your 8-digit account number.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then the 2 digits from the thing. 1, 2.
Let me... Please hold while I put you through to an advisor.
Thank you.
Please hold while I put you through to an advisor.
Locked it. Let's try it one more time. So it'll be a shame for her not to know that she's going to be on the radio.
Message. This is very...
We'll phone her on air as well and say straight away.
Enter your 8-digit
1, 2,
account
3,
number.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Let me check that.
1, 2.
Please hold while I put you through to an
got my number
advisor.
now.
Yeah.
Please hold while I put you through to an advisor.
She's not going to answer.
Hello, is that Katie? Oh.
Oh. How does she sleep at night? That woman. How does she sleep at night? Well, we left it about 20 minutes because I'd noticed earlier on that if I phoned too often in a row, either it wouldn't get answered or it would just go to a deadline. So we left it about 20 minutes and we made another phone call. And it was answered. We'll play what happened after this.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
So, we left it 20 minutes. We went and had a cup of coffee. We're both fuming now. Both got angry. It's funny, if you listen to those clips here, I didn't realise how unsoundproof that soundproof booth was. You could hear Andy Goldstein celebrating a goal being scored in the silence. About 20 minutes later, we went back thinking, well, we'll phone again, because we have to legally, say that we're recording this for the radio. I know it's public interest, but we felt it would be rude not to tell them what radio station they were going to be on. Okay, we'd made 2 attempts to tell them, so we thought we're going to make a 3rd attempt. That way we're completely covered. So we phoned them again, and this time, because they were probably expecting a woman's voice, I said, I'll do the talking. And because they probably had mine and Catherine's phone numbers on record, we nicked Ed's phone. This is what happened. Okay, they might have switched off for the night. Let's just try it on mine.
Welcome to Barclays. Thanks for responding to our
2, 3,
message.
4, 5, 6.
Please enter
1, 2,
your
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2.
Please hold while I put you through to an advisor. Please hold while I put you through to an advisor.
The number you have dialed cannot accept this call.
I'll get my phone.
Yeah, let's try that. You cheeky little sausage.
Welcome to Barclays.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2.
Let me check. Please hold while I put you through to an advisor. Please hold while I put you through to an advisor.
Hello, good evening. True to Barclays Parent Verification. How can I help you?
Yes, I wonder if you can. We've been speaking to a young lady this evening called Katie. Just to let you know, my name's Iain. He's gone. Are you there? And that is how it ended. We've tried to call them since. You get the Barclays recorded message bit, but then when it goes... by the way, I was just typing in anything on that, so just one, just hitting numbers. But since then, and we've just tried just now, we've been trying in the last 35 minutes. Every time you phone, once you get past that bit, it's switched off. Which is a real shame. But we have their number. We will keep calling them. Interesting, isn't it? It was a gentleman at the end. I say gentleman, I mean scumbags. And can I... Katie stroke Michelle, whatever her name is, she sounded like a... I'm going to say it. She sounded like a white English girl. You can't always tell on the phone, but I think generally you can. People are going to get angry with that statement, but generally I think one can. Not when I've spoken to scammers before, they've always had a very thick Nigerian accent. They always have. And she sounded, well, she didn't sound Nigerian straight away. She sounded, very middle class, very polite, very charming, when actually she's a scumbag and she's a thief and she really is just not the lowest of the low. I mean, she's not out murdering babies or building walls, but she is an absolute scumbag that she thinks that is an acceptable way to earn a living, stealing from vulnerable people. When I say vulnerable, I mean people who are panicked because they think that they have their bank account has been compromised. I'm a 43-year-old, middle-aged, white, middle-class gentleman that has presented radio programmes where we've spoken about scamming and never fall for a scammer and those, you got to keep your wits about you. And I was reeled in hook, line and sinker. Completely. To the point where I've had to cancel that bank card because I think I've probably given them enough information that they could access, they could buy stuff with it. What an idiot. Not an idiot at all. Can anyone explain to me how I got a text that said it was from Barclays? And then when Barclays actually texted me, it came up under the same list of things. How is that possible? Really angry. I feel stupid. And I know I'm not stupid, but I feel stupid. Do you know what I mean? I'm really angry. I'm really angry about those people that they do that people like that are out there. And there's obviously a point in them doing it. They are obviously tricking enough people to make it worthwhile for them to do. I got wise and I ruined their evening by keep phoning up and annoying them. And I gave out the phone number on Twitter, so maybe some of you phoned them up as well. But there will be some people, I nearly said saps. They're not saps at all. There will be some people who did give all the details, who did put the card in the PIN Sentry, who did give them the number, which means they can then access your bank account and do anything they want with it. Absolute scumbags. And final word on this from me. Barclays have been excellent, right? The Twitter team and the people I've spoken to have been excellent. But there was one thing I was expecting them all to do and they didn't. Not one of them said, "Can you give me the phone number? Can you give me the phone number of the scammer so we can look into it?" Admittedly, I tweeted it to the Barclays online, so they would have it. But the two people I spoke to get my card cancelled, I really thought I had it written down there. I thought one of them is going to say, "Can you give me the phone number so that we can look into it, please?" And not one of them did. That strikes me as a little bit odd. So that's my evening. How's yours been? I feel a lot better for getting that off my chest. Thank you for listening. Alan, Mike, Jay, Ray, stay there. I'll come to you in a bit. 0344 499 1000. Late Nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Uncut after-hours conversation for the up-all-night generation. Late Night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
It's weird, isn't it? I felt so stupid and I felt angry. I felt a combination of angry, stupid, and upset. I was shaking. And what I noticed is when me and Kath were both in this little booth phoning, we both got a bit shaky because it was something. There was something very scary about talking to someone you know is lying to you. You know is trying to. I mean, the reason she hung up when Kath gave her the bank card is you can check that it's a real bank card number or not. But what an evening. Mike is on the line. Good evening, Mike.
Hello, Iain. Do you want to verify my details?
Well, I'm not sure. If you just give me your PIN number, someone will be round to collect your card shortly.
Well, my date of birth is 25th of January 2017.
Hey, blimey, you're 90 years old. You're 90 years old and it was your birthday yesterday.
No, I was born yesterday.
Oh, what?
And my name is Teresa Trump. You've got...
Anyone?
You've disappeared like...
I think you disappeared about 5 minutes ago. What are you banging on about?
Iain, the password is I got scammed today too.
Did you?
Yeah.
What happened?
A lovely woman with in this case, an Indian accent.
Yep.
Phoned me up and said she was from my internet service provider, broadband router.
Oh, yes.
And phoned and said, have I been having trouble on the internet? And
everyone always has trouble on the internet, every day.
Well, you know what Thomas Hardy wrote?
The Return of the Native.
Yeah, but in one of his books, The Woodlanders, he said, to every bad, there is a worse.
Oh.
And I thought my troubles on the computer were bad until this happened. And this lovely woman, so I thought...
Yes.
Told me to type something in, and what I was doing, I was giving her access to my computer.
Yeah.
And I had to type in, and she tried to get me to sign up to PayPal, and I've had to type in my debit card details. So this was all going to her, and then she got me to go to the post office to get a MoneyGram because...
What?
Well, she put it into PayPal. She said that they owed me £200.
Mike, how much money did you give her?
I did, Iain, at least I didn't give her anything.
Okay. But has she now got access to your computer?
Well, I've told everybody, that needs to know, and my debit card has been stopped like yours, and I'm getting a
But
new
has she
one.
got access? Because sometimes when you type things into your computer, it means they can remotely access your computer.
Yeah, I think that's what she did.
Oh, mate, what are you going to do about that?
Well, I've taken the... I've switched the router off and, pulled out all the wires as I was pulling out what's left of my hair. And it's been a very unpleasant day.
Yeah, I bet it has. You're going to need someone, I would suggest, to look at your computer and make sure that they've they haven't installed something.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, I've got to do that, and I've got to, like you, you've already been to the bank. I've got to. I've got to go tomorrow and squeeze it in.
Oh, cheeky. Mike. Listen, thank you very much. It's not the best line. You've reminded me. Catherine, I've just sent you an email that'll come through in a bit. I had one of those people that wanted to access my computer, and I recorded it. But I'm sending it to Catherine because I seem to remember got a little bit sweary on both sides. So, could you listen to it? It's about 5 minutes long, and bleep it. Has it come through? If you listen to it and bleep it, that'd be brilliant. Thank you, Catherine. Yeah, I had one of these people phone up, and it was so obvious they wanted to access my computer. Jay is on the line. Evening, Jay.
Good evening, Ian.
Good evening, Jay. What do you have for us this evening?
I know how they made the phone number appear like it was Barclays' phone number.
How did they do that?
Where you get these mass text programs, and anyone can use them. It's the same as the mass email programs that you get. I don't know, there's loads of them out there anyway. But you don't actually have to. You can spoof what's a from address or a from number. So you can get emails that appear to be, when you get emails...
But the emails, I get the emails. I know you can fake emails, because I've had emails from myself in the past. Yeah, but this was a text, and then when the real Barclays sent me a text, it came up under the same conversation.
It's the same thing. So all they have to do is know the Barclays number that they use, because they're all no reply, a lot of them are no reply numbers anyway. So... some of them are no reply numbers anyway, so all they have to do is know that number and they can spoof it. So it's not really come from that number, it's come from a program, it's come from a server somewhere that's sending out these texts.
Absolute scumbags.
If you know the number, though, I mean, surely the police would get involved, wouldn't they? Can you not call the police and file a complaint?
Do you know what, actually, Jay? I will call the police tomorrow. That's a really good idea. I suspect
there'll be a fraud squad in your local.
But here's the thing about because I remember doing this when we were at the BBC doing, we do straight stuff. The fraud department of the police, they don't really follow stuff up. They're there just to log the complaints. And so then it's action fraud, isn't it? And
the more you report it, you might stop them using. I mean, to be honest, the number's probably burnt now anyway. But they might be able to. I will. The number
Jay, you know what? It's an excellent idea, and I hadn't thought of that. I will call the police tomorrow, and I will pass them on. But I know for a fact that action fraud. Thank you for that, Jay. Action fraud don't do anything. I can't remember what the stats are, but I think it's something like they only investigate about 25% of the complaints that they get. It's really low numbers. Really low numbers. But yes, I will call the police tomorrow. Thank you. That's exactly what I'll do. Caddick!
Good evening.
Good evening, Caddick.
Hey, boss.
I'm all right, thank you, Alan.
Oh, I heard about the bank.
Yeah.
Not good.
Well, they didn't get anything apart from my time.
I wonder if all banks are like that.
Like what?
Like you've had a traumatic time with Barclays.
Well, no, but I didn't have a traumatic time with Barclays. I had a traumatic time with some crooks.
You bad-mouthing the Barclays name.
Who is?
There's crooks.
Well, I think Barclays bad-mouthed their name enough as it is. I don't quite know what your point is, Alan.
No, they use Barclays' name
Yes.
for criminal activity.
Yes, I know.
And they shouldn't have done that.
Well, it's nice of you to summarise the last 45 minutes of the radio show.
Well, for all new people coming in all the time.
Oh, literally, they're turning their radios on at a moment's notice. And you're right. We should do recaps every 12 to 15 minutes, I think.
Yeah, remember, guys, they say you can talk about anything you want. 344-4991-1000.
Yes. What, Alan? What on earth are you banging? You're being even more disjointed than normal.
And I'm not even asleep yet.
No. Well, I don't know if you are asleep or not.
No, I'll talk about something which I can't because it's banned. Theresa May.
Okay. Well, thanks very much. Well, Theresa May isn't banned. Was Alan even more random than usual? He felt even more random than per usual. We've got David Hickson on the line from the Fair Telecoms campaign. Good evening, David.
Good evening, Ian.
David, what is it? Tell me what the Fair Telecoms campaign is.
We're a sort of pressure group and a bunch of sort of people who know quite a lot about these things.
Oh.
We've contributed to various shows on your channel on a number of occasions. I heard you were talking about nasty things happening on the telephone.
Yes.
And I just wondered if we could be of any help in filling in on some of the things you've been discussing.
Well, yeah, if you got, I don't know how much you've heard, David.
Not a great amount.
Okay.
One of the things I believe you were talking about earlier, if I can pick up on this, is people who advertise on the internet numbers which aren't the proper numbers to get through to certain organisations.
That happens a lot, does it?
It does happen an awful lot. These people are essentially scammers who promote slightly more expensive than normal numbers. What happened was they used to do this on very expensive numbers, but then some tight regulations were brought in. Well, some of them have continued, but what an awful lot of them have done is switch to using just the 0843 particular numbers. Now, if ever anybody sees an 0843 number...
Yes, that's the one I've been calling
to
today.
A government department. The government, as part of our efforts, amongst others, have now abandoned all of their expensive numbers. All government numbers now will either be an ordinary geographic number or an 03 number, both of which cost the same. 03 numbers are perfectly okay. So if you contact your government department, or indeed most organisations now, it'll either be an 01, 02 or 03 number, that's fine. If you see an 084 number advertised on the internet, the chances are it's somebody who's trying to rip you off. You often won't know you're doing it because they're really clever. They put the call straight through to the people you're calling, so you don't even realise that you're going through a third party.
What this clever scammer, these people did today was they texted me and it made it look like it had come from Barclays, saying there is fraudulent activity. Phone this number urgently. And then when you phoned up, of course, in a state of panic, as you would be, it even had the beginning, the recorded message you get at the start of Barclays phone calls.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Oh, crikey.
They're very sophisticated. They're getting more and more sophisticated, David.
That is very wicked. One of the things which we have been pressing for is people like the banks to introduce a very specific protocol, or alternatively, don't ever do it at all, if they ever need to speak with customers on the telephone. One way is they should always ask you to call back on a number that's printed on your bank card.
Yes.
Yeah, never actually try to engage in a conversation with you that they've initiated, but simply say, we have some important information for you. Do you have your bank card there? Or do you want to go and look at our website to find a number to call us back on? If you do, give this code, and that'll put you through to our department, so we'll be able to speak to you.
Do any of these scumbags ever get caught and arrested? I know a lot of them are abroad. This one was definitely in this, well, I'm pretty sure was in this country. Do people ever get done for this?
The people who front up on this, and I think you've mentioned their name already, is an organisation called Action Fraud. I think you've mentioned.
Yeah.
I think I heard you mention
they're
their
pretty
name
useless,
a little
aren't
while
they?
They are the people who get involved in this. They basically have relationships with all the police services around the country and the national agencies who deal with these sort of things. They are the people who should be involved in anything such as what you have, which is clearly fraud.
Yes.
It's got nothing to do with just ripping you off on a telephone call. This is criminal activity.
Thanks.
We can't address this by regulation. We can only address this by good practice by the banks, and I certainly I'm trying to encourage the banks never, ever to phone people and engage in conversation. So if anybody tries to do that to you, you know it's a fraud.
David, listen, we've got to move on because we're out of time. Thank you very much indeed. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Don't worry, it's not going to be a fraud. We're not going to do frauds all night. Unless you want to. You know the rules, dear listener. You're more than welcome to call in about anything you want. And I don't necessarily want this to be people phoning up with their fraud stories, unless you have something you want to share. We will play a bit later on, after 11 o'clock, the phone call that I managed to record because they phoned me twice. And the first time I got confused and I put the phone down, and then they phoned back and I thought, oh, this is a scam. Right, I'm going to record this. And I think you get it about 20 seconds after the phone call has started when I say, can you say that again, please? And we start. Absolute, complete and utter crooks chancing their arm. And I always thought I'd be too clever for it. And today, they got me. Got suckered in. I'm blooming furious. 0344 499 1000. Late nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
Well, you can call in about your usual old guff as well. Sorry, that was a bit of a rant for the first hour of the show. I feel a lot better for having got it off my chest. 03, I can see Catherine laughing at the other call we're going to play after 11. 0344 499 1000. Late nights with Iain Lee.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Take a far-out trip into the twilight.
You balls that up, Ed.
No, the computer crashed.
Oh, come. Hey, then maybe we do need a Nigerian. What's his name? Good luck, Jonathan. No, trust me, I'm a good man, or whatever it is. Don't worry, I'm going to play this.
Well, I'm not the kind to kiss and tell, but I've been seen with Farrah. I've never been with anything less than a 9. So fine. I've been on fire with Sally Field, gone past with a girl named Bo, but somehow they just don't end up as mine. It's a death-defying life I lead. I take my chances. I die for living in the movies and TV. But the hardest thing I ever do is watch my leading ladies kiss some other guy while I'm bandaging my knee. I might fall from a tall building, I might roll a brand new car, 'cause I'm the unknown stuntman that made Redford such a star. I've never spent much time in school, but I taught ladies plenty. It's true, I hire my body out for pay. Hey, hey, I've gotten burned over Cheryl Teague's, blown up for Raquel Welch. But when I wind up in the hay, it's only hay. Hey, hey, I might jump an open drawbridge or Tarzan from a vine, 'cause I'm the unknown stuntman that makes Eastwood look so fine.
Evening, Ray.
Evening. My PIN number is 0898, by the way.
Thank you very much indeed.
Anyway, it's well, you've certainly given them money already, because calling an 0843 number costs up to 62p a minute.
Sweet Lord!
Of which they get a cut.
Oh, well.
So you've given them a portion.
Yeah, well, they've given me an hour's worth of excellent award-winning radio, so it's a fair swap.
Yeah, I guess so. I get texts from banks that I don't even bank with, so they target, it's random how they target people.
Yes.
But if if it falls in the hands of the right victim, then, and heaven knows there's plenty of victims out there.
Yes.
I mean, just listening to that poor old fellow who nearly handed over 200 quid earlier.
Well, they are, there's some real absolute scumbags out there, and, there's not a lot you can do. Well, the thing about this woman, this Katie Michelle, we'll play it from there, is that she sounded so decent and so concerned and so sincere. That was it. She sounded sincere. I've never spoken to anyone, any scammer before that sounds sincere. They all sound like they're reading a script, but she sounded sincere.
And that computer scammer that you're going to play in a bit. But did he say you've got problems with your Windows installation? And
I can't remember.
Mac at the time.
I can't remember because I recorded it some point last year, so I don't remember. I just remember there are swear words in it. Which Catherine has bleeped out.
Because, of course, there are, Mac users out there who've been told they've got trouble with their Windows installation. Well, don't use Windows.
Well, exactly. That's the thing, Ray. Thank you very much indeed. Let's play it out. Let's play it out. You take that phone call. You take it.
Who are you?
Stop it. Didn't I say take that phone call that came in? So anyway, I don't know when this was. This was some point. Hang on, I can tell you the exact date because I've got it on my phone. Oh, flipping heck, this was October 2015. Flipping heck, this was ages ago. Anyway, so this, I think, vague generalisation, I believe a Nigerian woman phoned up to tell me something was wrong with my computer, and I told her to F off and slam the phone down, right? And then she phoned back about 30 seconds later, and I thought, this is too good to get rid of. I'll record them. This is what happened.
Sorry, who are you?
My name is Janet Lewis, and I'm calling you from the IT department of the Tech Helpline. Our company name is the Tech Helpline, and we are the security and the service provider for all the Microsoft and Apple platform computers.
Okay, yeah. What can I do for you today?
So whenever you're browsing the internet from your computer, few unsecured foreign links are getting the access to your computer.
Oh, blimey.
And they are hampering the total security and the service part of the computer in a very high level. So as you are not aware about all these things, that is why you are receiving the call from our end. Am I clear?
You are very, very clear. Not in intent or word or deed, but otherwise, yes. How can you help me and how can I help you?
All right. I will provide you the steps through which you have to check the administrative part of your computer.
Yeah.
And you will understand that what is the current status of your computer.
Okay, I've literally no idea what you're saying, but let's continue. Yes.
Hmm? You are going on in front of a computer?
Yes.
All right. Your computer is turned on, right?
The computer is turned on, yes. Can you tell that from there?
I beg your pardon?
You can tell that from there, can you?
Yeah, obviously.
You can see that my computer's turned on. Brilliant.
The computer is turned on or not. I will tell you from there.
Okay, brilliant. Tell me.
Sir, you can see the normal icons of your computer.
Yes.
Now concentrate on the keyboard at the extreme left and bottom corner of your keyboard.
I'm concentrating on it, yes.
You can see.
Yes. What?
At the extreme left and bottom corner
yes.
of your keyboard. What key is there?
It is the command key.
It is the command key. It is the control key, sir.
That's it, yes.
Next to that?
Why do you need to know what keys I have on my keyboard?
Obviously, sir. Keyboard is the main thing which you have to follow the steps.
Yes.
Keyboard has the main part from there.
Yes. Yes. What's the name of your company again?
Keyboard.
What's the name of your company?
Tech Helpline.
And whereabouts are you based?
West Midlands, Coventry.
West Midlands, Coventry?
Yes.
Okay. And what's my name?
Your name is Upton. Mr. C. Upton.
My name is Upton?
Yes.
Okay, no, fair play. You've got me there. And sorry, so what are you going to do for me? Because I was on the computer earlier and it was working fine.
All right, I do understand, sir, but it might be working fine from the,
What's it like in where did you say you were? Coventry? West Midlands, Coventry?
Yes.
I know that area very well. I used to work there. Whereabouts?
It's on the Globe Sign building.
The what, sorry?
Globe Sign building.
Ah, the Globeside building, okay. And how long you been working there for?
From last 15 years.
Last 15 years. And so do you live locally then?
All right, so just hold on for a second. I'm giving this call to one of my senior supervisors.
Ah, almost as if you know that I know it's bullshit, but okay.
Hold on.
Hello?
Hello?
A very good afternoon, sir. Well, my name is Sean. I'm one of the senior technical supervisors.
Ah,
Now, can you
fantastic.
just let me know, what exactly can you see on your computer screen right now?
Whereabouts are you based, Sean?
Well, we're based out of Cambridge.
Oh! Oh, because the last lady just said that you were based in West Midlands, Coventry.
Who said that?
The lady we just spoke to, and she just said that she'd been working there for the last 15 years. It's almost, Sean, and you'll forgive me for this, it's almost as if you're all talking out of your and this is bullshit, and this is just a scam to rip off...
So I'm going to go there and shove it up your all right? Now hang up the call.
No, you hang up. You call me, Sean. Sean? Sean? I'd forgotten it got quite so tense. I'd forgotten it got quite so tense at the end. West Midlands, Coventry, or Cambridge? You decide! Guys, you decide! Fun with scammers. Fun with scammers. Malcolm's on the line. Good evening, Malcolm.
Good evening, good evening. I want to tell you about this, what we call it, people in dress codes.
You sound like the lady that we just listened to then. You want to talk about what?
The dress code, they're too big, like, people can do what they want.
The death cord?
Like, the dress code, and that's, people can do what they want.
Okay.
They can do what they want, what they get, they do what they want. So,
So I missed something, Malcolm. Who are doing what they want?
the women in dress code and others, they do what they want, because what they want to wear, what to wear, like, for people want to do what they want.
Yeah, and your problem with that is?
Because something nice, people should do what they want. Every time they want to go to work.
Oh, I got you. Right. You're talking about the story that's been in the papers the last couple of days about some women are forced to wear high-heeled shoes when they don't want to.
That's right.
And do you think, they should have to wear high-heeled shoes?
Not really. No.
They should be able to wear what they want.
What they want.
But they have. But everyone has to look smart, don't they?
Okay.
I can't argue with you, Malcolm, for several reasons, but the main one being I think I agree with you. I don't think I don't think women should be forced to wear high-heeled shoes because, if anything, they're bad for them.
Okay.
Yeah, but if women want to wear high-heeled shoes, they should be allowed.
Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you, Malcolm.
Okay, thank you.
Nice one, mate. Well, it proves that we're getting new listeners. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Late Nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Late Night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Strange old show this evening. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. Robbie.
Hello, Iain. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you, Robbie.
Just want to say thank you so much for that first hour. It was of the best radio I've ever heard in my life. Wow. Unbelievable.
Gosh, blimey! Well, thank you very much indeed. It's weird because I was so angry. I was so angry coming into work. I stormed into it and said, "Right, Kath, quick, we're going to go and record something now." But I'm glad that out of misery comes joy.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's always a light somewhere in that, and that was brilliant radio.
Nice one. Thank you, Robbie. You're very kind.
My heart was beating when the phone was ringing, honestly, when you could hear the phone ringing. So thank you for leaving the pauses in as well. A lot of people would just cut to it. That was radio.
That is Catherine's genius. And that's what, because that for me is where the tension is. Are they going to answer? What's going to happen? She's gone away. Is she coming back? That was all down to that was Catherine's excellent judgment. Well, thank you, Robbie. I'm glad you enjoyed it, mate.
Well, Robin, you said you were a bit confused about how the steak people managed to text you the real Barclays number.
Yes.
Now, I've got something I'm willing to try. I can call you back using any phone number, a number that you can dictate to me.
What the hell?
And if you can't, can you see the numbers?
I can see the numbers as they come up. So could you, for example, phone us back? Now, will it work because of the way our switchboard, because we've got a switchboard? Well, no, it should do.
Yeah, Ed'll see it, or Kath will see it.
Could your phone number be 69 69 69?
I'll call you back in 2 minutes.
Flipping heck! Let's see what happens. Hang on a minute. I'm gonna film this on the old phone, and let's see if this happens. So we're filming this to see if Robbie can call us back on the phone number 69 69 69. This, dear listener, is what radio was invented for. Oh, I've got to fill in while we're waiting for him to do that. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, you can do. We'll have a quick look through some bits. There's some good stories in the papers today. They've been a bit ropey recently, but there's some good bits and pieces in there. Oh, including, don't worry guys, there's a cure for dementia. It's mushrooms. It's mushrooms. Do you remember the make room for the mushrooms? Do you remember those? Eat mushrooms. Nope, no phone call from 69 69 69. Fair play. Maybe he was just a prank call and he's never going to call back. You'd have to respect that. Eat mushrooms to fight dementia. Superfood could halt cruel disease. Oh, no, that's not. That's Paul from St Albans. Okay, that's not the 69. Mushrooms could be a vital tool in the war against dementia thanks to a key compound, says research. Well, hang on, mushrooms can fight dementia? Is that him? No? Okay, well, that's confusing, isn't it? It's Paul from St Albans. There you go. Scientists have discovered the fungi. Anyway, basically it's bullshit. Yes, Paul!
Hello, Ian. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you, Paul. We're waiting for Robbie to call back on 69 69 69.
Yeah, they're scum, these people, but I was actually
let's not call Robbie scum, because that's...
No.
Oh, you meant the scammers, sorry.
No, don't. The first time I phoned you, I started off on the wrong foot.
Don't worry.
But what I was going to talk about was the guy that was talking about the women that having to wear high heels.
Hang on a second, I'm just going to stop this video and start again, because that's a very long video of not a lot happening. So I'm starting the video again, and this is a video where we're going to see if Robbie can call in on the phone number 69 69 69. In the meantime, we're speaking to Paul. Yes, Paul.
Yeah, I was talking about people having to wear inappropriate footwear.
Yes.
In the 70s, in the sort of glam rock sort of era,
yes.
I'm a very non-fashion conscious person.
Me too.
I decided that, like in Roxy Music and such like, I'd buy a pair of really, really outrageous shoes, and they were like double platform. They were cream and brown.
Yeah.
With a star on the front.
Flipping heck, beautiful,
and I put them on to go to work. I worked in a TV shop, and I got on the bus.
Yeah.
And went to get off the bus, and fell off the shoes.
Oh, mate!
My ankles.
How big was the platform on them?
Maybe 3-4 inches. I really wish I had them now. They'd be museum pieces.
Well, yeah, I mean, they were... Because, listen, I'm a big fan of Kiss, and I know that Kiss used to wear those kind of things, and Gary Glitter, and all those kind of stars. Mark Bolan, who was tiny, would wear these huge, massive stack heels. But I always thought that was just for the stage. I didn't realise that people actually wore them out and about.
They tried to.
You absolute suckers.
Yeah.
Absolute suckers. You haven't got them now?
No, I think I wore them twice and probably sold them.
Well, Paul, listen, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. Well, Robbie's not called in. What a muppet! What a muppet! Maybe he was a scammer. Oh, did you see today that the American press secretary, Spicer, what's his name? Spicer, Will Spicer. He tweeted out passwords today. He tweeted out two passwords he tweeted out? What an absolute plum. He tweeted two things that were obviously passwords. He's been in the job, is it like his third day? He's been in the job, and he's completely ballsing it up already. You don't need scammers when members of the American government are tweeting out passwords. I hope they're not the nuke codes. Twitter's been a weird place today, right? There's a lot of angry people on there, understandably so. There's been a lot of weirdness. So there's that Sean Spicer fella tweeting out secret passwords. And then Lee Hurst. You see his tweet? It's here on the screen in front of me. This is to do with the torture thing, right? Your baby is tied to a time bomb. You have the terrorist. He tells you have 1 hour. Do you hashtag torture him to find your baby or let it die? What? Cue many funny tweets, including this one. For sale, time bomb, never worn. There was a very good one about there are two terrorists. One tells the truth and one only lies, and the baby is Hitler. What do you do now? But I just thought, what a weird... I mean, what he's saying is he's for torture. All right, fair enough. But what a strange, bizarre... Why are they going to put why are ISIS going to put a bomb on a baby and, leave it for 60 minutes? Why would they do that? Why would that be an important thing that they felt needed doing? And also, you do get the feeling that people who are advocating torture, against all of the reports by various organisations, including the CIA, that says generally it doesn't work. Of course there will be exceptions, but generally it doesn't work. They've watched too many episodes of 24, because it works in that. I remember one episode of 24 where Jack Bauer didn't have much time, and he needed the information. So he tied the fella up, and he threatened to shoot him, and the bloke said, I'm not telling you. So he shot him in the knee, and then he told him straight away. So in 24 it works, but I wonder if it would work. Has Robbie called back yet? Where has Robbie gone? What was that all about? What if I get home and I find that my home phone has received several calls from a phone number 696969? Now... Here's something, and I'm saying this, and this sounds like a joke, and I don't mean it to be a joke, and I nearly tweeted it, and then I deleted it, because I thought people would think I'm making light of it. I'm not. Someone like John Ronson or Louis Theroux got waterboarded for a show, right? And I would find it interesting to be waterboarded. Can we find somewhere that will waterboard me? Now, waterboarding, it was Louis Theroux or John Ronson. Pretty sure it was one of those two. And they lasted about 8 seconds before they stopped. And what it is, it's Well, I don't. You're not like getting shoved underwater, but the feeling is like you are drowning. Can we find? There's got to be, Catherine, and this is genuine because I think it's an award-winning radio. Can we find somewhere where? Oh, whoa! Hang on a minute! Don't answer it! Don't answer it! Let me film this! Let me film this! Hang on a second! Let me film this! Look at that phone number! Look at that phone number! Hello?
Is that 696969?
How the flipping hell did you do that, man?
And it's even got a voice changer. I mean, I'm not using it now, but I can even change my voice.
Use it! Change your voice! He's gone. This is outrageous! This is Robbie Sweet, who used to troll me back in the day, and then this is the sign of a gentleman, a young man maturing. He came to an event I was doing and apologised for subjecting me to. Well, it wasn't. Abuse is perhaps a strong word. He was just a bit annoying, and now he's grown up into the most charming, polite young man that prank calls me from fake phone numbers and uses the voice changer. Is that going to take another 15 minutes? Because I'm filming it. I don't know why I'm filming it. I'll tweet it so you can see it. Why would I lie to you? Why would I lie to you? So can we find, there will be somewhere, a private security firm, SAS, that will waterboard me. This is a genuine thing, okay? I know tomorrow we're talking to, is it Rod Argent? We're talking to Rod Argent. Next week, let's get waterboarded. Okay? It seems like the natural progression. You know a guy, do you? Oh. We'll do that next week. Because there's all this talk about it, and I don't really know what it is, or, how effective. I don't really know what it is. So, I would like to try it. I don't want to get shot in the knee, but we'll have a go at that, shall we? We'll try that. Oh, dearie me. Got another hour and a half of this to go, dear listener. The aircon still isn't working. I'm putting the fan on, but here's how much I care for you. 0344 499 1000. It was Christopher Hitchens. Thank you. Yes, I do want you to send that text. It was Christopher Hitchens. Thank you, Christopher. Yeah, thank you very much indeed. You're absolutely right. What was that in? What was the programme that was in? But we'll do it. We'll do it. I'd like to have a go, and we'll record it. And we'll film it. We'll film it if they'll allow us. It's so hot, but this is how much I care for you. I'm only turning the fan on during the adverts. Isn't that nice? So that you don't, because otherwise you get this. You don't want that, do you? No. So I'm suffering for you. Do call in, otherwise I'm going to sit here talking absolute guff for the next hour and a half. 0344 499 1000. Late Nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Late Night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Oh, there's a weird... Now, look at this. Looky here, looky here. Looking through the papers. Suddenly I'm very tired. Long old day today, guys. Long old day tomorrow. It's the second time in a week that I've bailed out going to see Trainspotting 2. This is a strange story. Single again at 79. Jane Fonda splits from lover of 8 years. Lover. That's lover. That's such a weird word. Lover. And I didn't know she was going out with a gentleman I've been trying to track down as a guest for this show for ages. Jane Fonda is single again at 79 after ending her 8-year relationship with music producer Richard Perry. Who has Richard Perry produced? Who hasn't he produced? Tiny Tim, Harry Nilsson, everybody. Richard Perry, he has produced everybody, and I have been trying to track him down for the show for ages. Knows we've had recently. Susanna Hoffs, no. Michael Palin, no. But Richard Perry, Richard Perry, 74, confirmed the split, saying, "We're still very close. It's not a breakup. It's a shift in the direction of our lives." I just find the word lover, not because, well, okay, partly because of their age. Have Bananarama fobbed us off? We're still waiting for Bananarama? Noddy Holder? We've been after Noddy Holder for a year. Not heard anything. We care about each other a great deal, and as far as romantic relationships... Hang on a second. Yes, caller!
Hello, this is Tracy calling from Barclays. Can I have your account number, please?
Hey, that is... Now, if you... Right, bearing in mind, you know, we don't have bad language anymore, but can you say something that doesn't use bad language, that's vaguely sexual?
Okay.
Say I'm sat here touching my winky.
I'm sat here touching my winky.
I can see you and see what you're doing.
I can see you and see what you're doing.
See, that is messed up. What the hell is that app, man?
Well, the reason it's taken so long is, A, the connections take ages to come through, and B, I had to buy some more credit.
Oh, we could have phoned you back, but okay, right, fair enough.
That's all right. No, not on 69, 69, 69, you couldn't.
Yeah, oh, okay, no, that's true. Well, what are you? What is it?
It's called Spoof Cards, and it just goes to show that anybody can do it. You just literally type in the phone number you want to do. Do you want a man's voice, a female voice? Do you want to be in a car scene? Do you want to be in a club? Do you want to be in a casino? Off you go. It'll dial through to a weird number, reroutes back to, thank you for calling Talk Radio, and here I am.
Robbie,
so I could literally call somebody if I knew your number, with your number, and it was sharp on their caller ID.
Flipping it. Robbie, I'm going to let you go because that voice is actually scaring me, but thank you, man. I appreciate the effort that took. That is creepy, isn't it? Imagine. But imagine getting phone calls. Do people get... because we know about the scam phone calls. But do you get the... the sex phone calls? It used to be the heavy breathers, didn't it? Do you get the heavy breathers anymore? Is that still a thing? Is that... you know what heavy breathing is. I didn't need to enact it. Is that still a thing, that people do that and get their jollies? I remember my mother-in-law telling me when she was, they lived in America, years and years ago. And, they moved to this area. Maybe it was Seattle. I can't quite remember. And, when my father-in-law would go out to work and she had the two babies, so like a 3-year-old and a baby, she would get the sex phone calls. Someone masturbating down the end of the phone and saying all kinds of dirty stuff. And it only happened when her husband, my father-in-law, went out to work. And if it was the weird thing. It wasn't him. It wasn't him. But it's someone who was watching. Someone who was watching. People do they still do that? Is that still a thing? I guess that's kind of old-fashioned stalking, isn't it? You know, now people seem to just go and do the stalking. Oscar-winning actress and passionate campaigner Miss Fonda joined protesters outside Trump Tower in New York earlier this week to rally against the US president's decision. The announcement of the split comes the day after the couple listed their luxurious Beverly Hills home on the market for $13 million. They bought it in 2012 for $7 million. They've made a cool $6 million on a property. Imagine that. Flipping heck. I do sometimes think, right, I don't know Duncan Bannatyne, but we've been at events together and we got on quite well. I've not spoken to him for years. He once invited me to go and stay in his luxury holiday villa in the south of France, and like an idiot, I never took him up on it. But when you're in the presence, not him now because he's not quite so wealthy, but when you're in the presence of someone who's really, really rich, you do kind of think. It's like Gervais follows me on Twitter, or he did. I don't know if he still does, but you kind of think. Someone like that could pay off my mortgage. And it wouldn't even touch the sides. They wouldn't miss it at all. Just pay off my mortgage and buy me a new car. I wouldn't mind. Apparently, it turns out it's bad. You can't ask these people. You can't ask these people to do that. So they split up. That's kind of sad, isn't it? There's a lot of sad stories in the papers today. There was the story that James was talking about, and it's a weird one, this, and I don't believe it. Don't believe the hype. Jesus, I'm going to put this on a bit, because it is absolutely boiling in here. Flippin' heck, it's hot. Rob, I'll come to you in a bit. 0344 499 1000. Forget your worries by getting naked. I do not buy this one bit. This is weird. Stripping off in public may be a key to happiness, say researchers. They found those who take part in naturist activities feel better about themselves, their bodies, and their lives. No. Why would they? I'm almost a never nude. I hate being naked anywhere. Very rarely am I naked. In the shower? That's it. Particularly now I'm still putting on a bit of weight. 16.2 again. Unbelievable. 16.2 again. Because I haven't got the energy to go to the gym. I haven't got the wherewithal to go to the gym. Now I'm doing these pills all over the place. Well, pills, I mean proper prescribed medication. I don't mean pills. I mean street pills, guys, for crying out loud. I'm 43 years old. I'm too old for that stuff, and you're too old for it, and it's illegal, and it's dangerous. So stop it, okay? And the more time they were fully or partly naked. How can you be partly naked? How can you be partly naked? You're either naked or you've got clothes on. The happier they were. Dr. Keon West, pervert, only joking, from Goldsmiths University of London said little or no research has investigated if naturist activity rather than attitude or beliefs makes us happier. An online survey of 850 Britons found higher contentment and positive body image among those who spent significant time flashing the flesh in public. But have you ever met a nudist? They're weird. When I was, we were at the other place, there was a place called Spielplatz nearby, and basically every 6 months, someone from that local radio station would go there and do a piece. And I went there, and I went and did a piece. But I refused to get naked, even in the sauna. And you go, and they're all absolutely delightful people. And they threw a curveball in that they had some of the residents there. People live there. Like naked all the time. But they got in a couple of ringers. They had a couple of ringers. They had two hot young women there. You see. But you're trying to interview some bloke who sat on a bar stool with it all hanging out. I didn't want to sit down. Meanwhile, at a Bear All for Polar Bears event in Doncaster, and British Naturism's Waterworld, meet in Stoke-on-Trent, participants experienced improvements in body image and self-esteem. The thing about the naked body is, male and female, generally, they're pretty ropey. They're pretty ropey, aren't they? I mean, I've never understood the attraction of a penis. I haven't. It's just, you know, it's like so unattractive. At least women's genitals are symmetrical. You know? The findings in the Journal of Happiness Studies will be music to the ears. This woman, this personal trainer, Helen Smith, 35, who started the UK's first nude workout classes in Southampton. Come on, guys, really. There's no need for it at all, is there? Rob and Mike, stay there. I'll come to you in a minute. 0344 499 1000. Late Nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Uncut after-hours conversation for the up-all-night generation. Late Night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
OK, the search is on. We are making contact with people to find out if I can be waterboarded. Not to make light of it, not in any way to have a laugh and go, ho, 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 ho. Have a look at this. I bet it's flipping terrifying. But I suspect it's going to be in a lot of the papers and a lot of phone-in shows over the next few months. I'd kind of like to know exactly what it is and how it works. Mike!
Hiya!
Hey, man! How you doing?
Very well, thank you. Very well.
What you got for us?
Well, waterboarding. A rapper got waterboarded, which is on YouTube, Mos Def, and he lasted seconds. But even if you were to do it, it wouldn't... It's one of those things I don't think you'd capture it, because you ultimately would know you're in control of that situation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
My suggestion would be...
Yeah.
You have a fixed amount of time, 10 minutes.
Oh.
They're going to waterboard you for 10 minutes. So there's no backing out.
There's no backing out! It's not you that's going to do it!
I'll do it. I'll come and do it. I'll do it right now. I'll do it to myself.
Flipping
I'm from Yorkshire. It won't affect me.
Put your penis away, Mike. No one's interested in having that waved in their face.
I'm not really. I'd break after a second.
No, I would. I mean, yeah, I know what you mean. But in any situation where you're trying to recreate something, there is an element of fakery about it. Of course, there is. So, I appreciate what you're saying, but I ain't gonna do it that way.
You're going to be in control.
Well, I want to be able to say. I want to be able to stop. Yeah.
Oh, I think it freaked me out. But on the subject of exercise,
yes,
I was at a conference today with the person who was responsible for turning around the British Olympics team.
The Green Goddess?
No.
The Mr. Motivator?
Really interesting. Yes. No. Who's the other one?
Oh, I only know those two.
Oh, there's another one. You know who it is?
I don't.
Well,
Bear Grylls?
No, that funny hair.
Oh, Lizzie?
With the eyes.
Lizzie?
No, with the eyes.
Lizzie had eyes and hair.
Nah, you figured out what I was doing. But no, I know what you mean about being too tired.
Have you been smoking drugs or something? You're rambling like a lunatic tonight, Michael.
I've not run for a long time.
It's the excitement.
Exactly. Who doesn't get excited talking to you?
It's excitement.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One more thing about the exercise.
Yeah.
It is, I mean, Jim's something I've only started doing the past 6 months, primarily to improve mental health, and it works a charm. Get some... Honestly, try it, and it will help.
What?
Get some pre-workout.
Get some what?
It's something called pre-workout.
What does that mean?
Supplement you take.
Oh, no.
Supplement you take.
No.
Oh, no. It will get you to the gym, and it will get.
But it's a supplement. Well, like what? You mix it with water and stuff.
Yes, you mix it with water. It comes in a variety of fruit-based flavours: watermelon, apple. You know.
I know fruits. Yeah, I'm aware of the fruits. How is that going to make me want? Because the thing is, I was going to the gym, and I had about 6 weeks when I was going to the gym 3-4 times a week. But now I'm back on these pills. I'm too tired. I've got no get up and go.
Well, that's where the pre-workout will counter that.
No.
It will. No. I would send you some as a sample, but it is a powder, and I imagine you'd be very suspicious.
No.
It will, because you feel there is such a large amount of caffeine in it. You feel like peeling your own face.
Well, I don't want to have a large amount. I don't want to have. Hey, funny you mentioned that. There's a story in a lot of the papers today about. I didn't really read it. Hang on a minute. Listen to this, right? Caffeine dodgers is the thing. 2 students almost died. So this is serious. After they each drank the equivalent of 300 cups of coffee in a bungled experiment. Alex Rosetto and Luke Parkin were given pure caffeine in powder form to test its effect on the body during exercise. But a decimal point was put in the wrong place. Instead of 306 milligrams, Mr. Rosetto had 30.7 grams.
You know what that is?
Go on.
Millennials, snowflakes.
No.
That would have affected me. No, but honestly, try the pre-workout. I guarantee you will get results.
I guarantee I am not going to try it, Mike, but thank you very much indeed. Mr. Parkin got this is terrible, look, got a 32-gram dose instead of 320 milligrams. The men, both 20 and in a second year of a sports science degree, suffered a rapid heartbeat, shaking dizziness and blurred vision. Listen to this, they spent days in intensive care and needed dialysis. Flipping heck, man. Prosecutor Adam Farrer told a court it was 100 times the dosage they should have been given. If they'd not been admitted to intensive care, they would have died. Mr. Farrer said the average cup of coffee contains 0.1 gram of caffeine. What is caffeine? That's actually not a stupid question. I was hesitating because I thought it was a stupid question. It's not actually, it's a clever question. What is caffeine? Because here it's powder. They've got powdered caffeine. I don't know where to take that question. I've no expert to discuss it with. A deadly dose for Mr. Rosetto would have been 15.3 grams. The pair and Northumbria University lab technicians worked out their doses according to body mass. But errors were made. Staff had previously used Pro Plus type tablets. Do you remember that? I remember years ago being in a pub in Slough that I drive past quite regularly now, and it wasn't a friend actually. I found this gentleman highly dubious, but there was a thing going round that said if you put a Pro Plus in a pint of lager, you'll be like drunk, but be a bit speedy and be like that. Of course, it did absolutely nothing. Ridiculous. Pro Plus. I've taken Pro Plus before when I've needed a burst. Do they do anything? They never work with me. But switch to powder. Newcastle Crown Court heard the men suffered months of side effects. Okay. Peter Smith, mitigating, said, all those involved are deeply and genuinely sorry. I bet they are. Yes, Rob.
Good evening. Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip. Rob, what you got for us?
You were talking about heavy breathers.
Yes.
And I used to work for Nuts magazine.
Uh-oh.
And we used to get people ringing us up, even though they rang up numbers that were at the back of the magazine, which were the people that worked at Nuts. But actually, I worked in the advertising team, not even anywhere near the girls. But because we had girls on my team whose numbers were listed, people would ring up and just breathe heavily down the phone to the advertising sales girls. And it was quite entertaining because you'd actually put them on speakerphone generally.
People would phone up and do heavy breathing to the girls that worked in advertising.
Yeah, because basically we worked out they had a girl's name, and that was all that these heavy breathers needed, and a direct line phone number. That's all they need. That's the incentive. It's a girl, and the girl won't know it's them, so they can just phone up and...
And so it was just randoms who read Nuts What a surprise. People who read Nuts magazines may or may not have been deviants. So they were just...
The idea of them flicking through the mag, realising that the girls were completely unattainable, the ones that were in the pictures, so they just could look at the pictures and then actually hear a girl at the other end of the phone. That's probably enough.
Isn't that... But the thing is, in the 70s and the 80s, and it would appear in the 90s, heavy breathing was all the rage. Dirty phone calls. Did they ever say anything?
Yeah, sometimes.
Are you doing it now? It sounds like you're doing it now. It's getting a bit muffled from time to time, and you're sounding a little bit breathy.
I'm just very excited, Ian.
Oh, God, I hope not as excited as those poor gentlemen that the gentlemen that were reading Nuts magazine.
But what we used to do, we used to start off with them, the girls would generally go, hello, Nuts magazine, and they'd just be talking to them, and they'd go, oh, right. And then they'd look at me and they'd go, I think we've got a heavy breather. So we'd then put them on speakerphone, and as they might be talking or they might just be going, and then we'd just go, all right, mate, how you doing? Halfway through, just to go, whoa, and then they'd obviously usually hang up.
Yeah.
Or you'd say, shall I tell you what I'm wearing, mate?
Isn't that funny? Isn't that? I never got my head around the what used to be the 0898 numbers.
Right. Not
Because
money in that.
People would phone up and it was like like £1.50 a minute.
Yeah.
People must have made a fortune off the back of that.
Yeah, I think that kind of died out with the internet kicks in, specifically broadband.
I suppose so. Do you not? Well, you're right, actually, because there is so much available for free, like porny stuff that's available for free. I remember when the internet first started, there was the live phone thing moved to sort of like webcams, wasn't it? Webcams. You could go and give your credit card details, and you could you'd see a nudie woman and stuff like that. Does that still exist where people pay for that stuff? Because everything is free these days.
Well, it must do, mustn't it? Because if you, not that I ever have, but for research purposes, if you ever look at porn, it's full of them trying to send you to places where you'd obviously have to pay for it. Otherwise, it wouldn't exist, all the free stuff, would it? You have to kind of make a business somewhere.
Yeah.
So I think it's probably, if you really, really want to watch a very specific type of porn, that's probably where you end up paying.
I suppose so.
I think the thing, when I was at Nuts, I was amazed that people were still buying it, and there are hundreds of thousands every week when there was so much free stuff.
Yeah.
And it was the full Monty rather than just boobs, which is what Nuts obviously was.
Yeah, Nuts was boobs and bums, of course. All right, nice one, Rob. Thank you for that.
See you later.
It does sound like he's doing something, though, doesn't it? It really does sound like he's doing something. Why would you pay now for porn when it's free? Everything is free. You can find anything you want to find online for free now. Strange, isn't it? Strange. I suppose. Well, the Sun are describing Harvey's troll. You know Harvey, Katie Price's is a troll, as the sickest troll in Britain. Have they been online? I mean, the stuff that he's saying about Harvey is horrendous and is awful, terrible stuff. But have they been online? Because what I've seen, I don't want to say it's nothing, because that demeans, what they've received, and what they've received is horrendous. But that stuff happens all the time to people. It's very, very strange. I mean, this is why, Twitter and the internet, flipping it, enough hard to do a show when it's this hot in it. It really is unbelievably hot. No, don't open the door, because I don't, but can we get the flipping air conditioning fixed, for crying out loud? Another hour of this to go, dear listener. If you want to give me a call, you're more than welcome to. We'll have a little recap in a little bit about some of the stuff that we've been talking about. But you know the rules. You know the rules. You can call in about absolutely anything you want. Do you mind if I have the fan on? Is that too disturbing for you? I'll let you decide. 0344 499 1000. You decide, because if the fan is too disturbing, I will suffer, not in silence. I'll make a big song and dance about it, but I don't want it to get in the way of your listening pleasure. 0344 499 1000. Late Nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
lost within a turn of fate. But no, everything lost will be recovered when we drift into the arms of the undiscovered. And I don't know if I've ever loved any other half as much as I do in this light she's under.
That'll do, won't it? That'll do. I love that song. No, it's a nice mellow for 5 minutes past 12. What is it? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Thursday going into Friday. That's what it is. Thursday going into Friday. David Bowie's got stamps. Yeah, David Bowie's got stamps. They're doing David Bowie stamps. Are they doing all... Well, that's weird, because they've got an album cover on there for an album that I don't know much about David Bowie, okay? I don't know much about David Bowie. I was never a massive David Bowie fan. I find him fascinating, and I like reading about him, and I like hearing interviews with him. I'm just not so keen on listening to his music, and that's fine. It's not, you know, we're all different. We all like different things. 0344 499 1000, by the way. We all like different things. But I do know that the album from, I think it's from the 90s, and I can't read the title because it's tiny on here, where he's wearing, like, he's got his back to us. David Bowie fans will know the album. He's got his back to us, and he's wearing, like, a long trench coat that's made out of the Union Jack. You know that album? You know that one? It's got Little Wonder on. Little Wonder, you, little wonder. Do you know that song? I quite like that song, actually. Little wonder, you little wonder. That's all I know from it. That's the most of any David Bowie song I can sing. You little wonder, you little wonder. I like that one. Actually, maybe it's a good album. Anyway, they've made a stamp out of that. Sticky Stardust. Sticky Stardust? Oh, Ziggy Stardust. So they've made David Bowie stamps and the Mirror have come up with Sticky Stardust. No, we must be able to do better than that. Ziggy Stardust, Ziggy Stamp Dust. That's not bad. Ziggy Stamp Dust. Let's Stamps. Yeah, that's good. Let's Stamps. I'm trying to think of the ones that puns around Little Wonder. I'll do that. Stamp Machine. No, hang on. Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from the Post Office. No, that doesn't quite work. Stamp Oddity. Stamp Oddity would do, wouldn't it? Post Oddity. No. It's like Bill Oddity. Bill Oddity. Bill Oddity. There we go. Bill Oddity is what they should have gone with. And the Best Male Pop Star Award goes to, they've spelt male, M-A-I-L. Oh, by the way, that song was the Monkees. I know! Me and Magdalena, written by a bloke called Ben something from Death Cab for Cutie. Where did they get their name from? Where did Death Cab for Cutie get their name from? From the Bonzos, of course. It's the name of the song, I think, that the Bonzos play in the... Oh, flipping it! Right. So my youngest was at his grandmother's for a bit today, and I went round to pick him up, right? Totally apropos of nothing. He'd drawn me a picture. Do you know what the picture was? It's only a yellow submarine. Yes! And I said, who lives in the yellow submarine? He said, me. I said, no, it's the Beatles. But good try. They got for Christmas the yellow submarine Lego kit with the Beatles. That's good, that. The male, as in Post Pop Star Award goes to David Bowie. The Starman is to be honoured with a special set of 10 stamps charting various stages of his incredible career. It's what he would have wanted. They include images of classic albums such as Aladdin Sane and Hunky Dory, and that rubbish one from the 90s where he's wearing a trench coat made out of the Union Jack. Why have they included that? Little wonder. As well as shots from his live gigs. Royal Mail said it will be the first time it's dedicated an entire issue to an individual music artist. Spokesman Philip Parker said Bowie, who died last January at age 69, was at the forefront of contemporary culture for 5 decades. He added, "This celebrates a unique figure and some of his many different personas." Personae? So there's one of the last one he did. Then there's Heroes. Then there's that weird one. Then there's an 80s one. Then there's Hunky Dory. And then there's one of him live at the Milton Keynes Bowl. David Bowie live at the Milton Keynes Bowl. And apparently, if you lick them, there's just a tiny, like a little couple of grains of cocaine in there, just so you get a numb tongue. I'm joking, there's not! He loved his cocaine, David Bowie, though. He loved it in the 70s. In the 70s, when he was the thin white Duke, there are some brilliant interviews from about 75 to about 78 when he wouldn't sleep for days. Again, reading this, that Shock and Awe book. Remember we had, Simon was the gentleman that wrote it. He came on. And David Bowie would stay up for like 3 or 4 or 5 days at a time off his mash and would give these wonderful, rambling, bizarre, paranoid interviews. And he was really into black magic as well in this thing. And he had he believed, this is how nuts he was, right? This is how nuts he was, and B, how insane cocaine can make you. It's a horrible, horrible drug. It can make you absolutely crazy. He would draw in his apartment or his hotel room it's when he moved to LA. He would have pentagrams and everything drawn around, and he had this door drawn into the wall, and he was convinced that if he cast the right spells and took the right drugs, the door would open and he could pass through into other worlds. David, I think you should go and have a lie down. I can't sleep. I can't sleep. David Bowie, I can't sleep. Sounds like David Bowie on cocaine sounds like, to me, Barry from Watford. I can't sleep. I can't get to sleep. I'm trying to open my portal to another dimension. Don't do drugs, kids. Here's the thing. When I was younger, all my heroes were druggies. They were Keith Moons and Sid Barretts and Brian Wilsons and all of that. And when you're 15, 16, I kind of overlooked the fact that they either died, Keith Moon, or they went mentally ill. Mainly because of their drug, usage. Sid Barrett and Brian Wilson being the two, main people in point in that. And isn't it funny how when you're young you can kind of ignore, but the mad genius stuff with all the drugs and stuff. But it drives you nuts, kids. It drives you nuts. Don't do drugs. Like anyone's going to listen to a 43-year-old man on a late-night radio and she'll go, I'm just chopped up a few lines and I'm thinking, but I'm not going to do it because that guy said. But, it's a waste of money, isn't it? 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Late Nights with Iain on Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Late Night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You've gone quiet on the phones and that's absolutely fine. Up yours then. Up yours. If you don't want to talk, I'll just sit here and go through the papers because there's some weird bits and pieces. Now this is a headline. This is a proper headline. And it's another musician I don't dig and I don't get it. Bob Marley and me. Bob Marley and me. Hang on a second. Reggae music helps to calm dogs. What? Here's a way... here's a way to stop your dog being one of the whalers. That's good. That's a nice line. They let themselves down at the end of the story because they do that thing where they rename some reggae songs... and make dog puns, and they're not particularly successful in this, but we'll get there in a minute. Reggae music has a calming effect on stressed canines, a study has discovered. Researchers found dogs like a variety of music, Why were researchers doing this? But the bouncing drum and bass rhythms, bouncing drum, played by the likes of Bob Marley, Gregory Isaacs and Toots and the Maytals, had the biggest soothing effects. Here we go. Animal welfare charity Scottish SPCA carried out the study with Glasgow University. Anyone? Staff piped music. Piped music? You don't get piped music anymore. Piped music was when music used to literally come through pipes. In some hospitals, they still have, well, I guess they're probably not working, but they still have the pipes, and you would plug these headphones in, and they weren't electrical headphones, they were like a little sort of tube, like a straw, and you put them in your ear, and the music would be piped through. Piped music. Muzak is a company, isn't it? Muzak is a company in America that makes Muzak. Imagine doing that. Anyway, staff piped music into kennels at its rehoming centre in Dumbarton. 0344 499 1000. The animals also seemed keen on soft rock music by bands such as Fleetwood Mac and Foreigner. Here's the thing. It's the 30th anniversary of Tango in the Night. The 30th anniversary of Tango in the Night. How do I know this? Because they're bringing out one of those big box set special editions with all the extra... Actually, let's have a little look. Let's see what's on the extra... I imagine Amazon will have it listed. Hang on a second. Bear with me, caller. Tango in the Night. Deluxe. Flipping heck, 62 quid for the deluxe. 5 discs of Tango in the Night. A fine album. So disc 1 is the album. Disc 2, demos, early versions and instrumentals. Disc 3, oh God, disc 3 has got the 4 versions of Big Love. Extended remix. House on the Hill dub. Piano dub, remix edit. And then, oh God, then 1, 2, 3, 4 versions of Family Man, which I think is quite a good song, isn't it? Family Man. Extended vocal remix, I'm a Jazz Man dub, extended guitar version, and the bonus beats mix. So already by disc 3, they've kind of lost me a little bit. Disc 4. Well, one of them's a video. I'm not sure what that is. Then disc 5, I'm not... Well, then it's just like remastered versions. Maybe disc 4 and 5, are they vinyl? Because sometimes they put vinyl in, don't they? I don't know. Do you know what? I like that record. I'm not prepared to spaff 62 quid on a box set of that. That is probably not going to happen. 0344 499 1000. Glasgow University's Professor Neil Evans said, the response to different genres was mixed, highlighting the possibility that, like humans, our canine friends have individual music preferences. That said, reggae music, it'd be Scottish, wouldn't it? Hey, Scottish. Hey, that said, then, reggae music and soft rock showed the highest positive changes in behaviour. PhD student Amy Bowman, who helped with the study, added, I am a wee lassie from Kilmarnock. The research clearly shows music has an effect on dogs' behaviour. Aye. Scottish SPCA now plans to install music systems into all its rehoming centres in a bid to keep any stressed or upset dogs calm. WTF? Head of Research and Policy, Gilly Mendez Ferreira, said, In the future, every centre will be... No, No. In the future, every centre will be able to offer our four-footed friends a canine-approved playlist. Oh, for God's sakes! I know what you're doing. You're trying to raise awareness about the fact that there are dogs that need rehoming. I know what you're doing. So just stop being idiots about it and banging on about Bob Marley. I'm trying to do Scottish. It's coming out Spanish. Mexican. Speedy Gonzales. In the future, every centre will be able to offer our four-footed little friends... I can't make myself laugh there. A canine-approved playlist with the view to extending this research to other species in our care. In 2015, the charity released the study that showed the impact that classical music had on dogs. All right, okay. So here we get... Honey, I'll come to you in a minute. 0344 499 1000. Here we get to the fun bit, right, where they've chosen some reggae songs. Not Bob Marley. They've chosen some reggae songs. Bob Marley. And they've made them dogs. They don't work, right? The last one is Anything by Shaggy, right? The best one is I Bit the Sheriff. I quite like that one. Rexodus. I guess that's Exodus, is it? That's a Bob Marley song. Red Wine. You can get it if you really bark. I mean, come on, guys. That's rubbish. And pass the Yorkie. Oh, pass the Dutchie. Pass the doggy, it should be, shouldn't it? I mean, it shouldn't be anything, really. And Mr. Doberman. I don't get that one. I don't get that one, honey.
Oh.
I don't really like reggae music. I find the beats too fat for me.
I never really got into it, to be honest.
No, it's it sucks. It sucks. How are you, honey? What can I do for you this evening, please?
Well, I don't really have a point. I just thought I'd call because you were saying no one is calling.
Yeah, everyone's decided they've had enough this hour, and well, the first 2 hours were wonderful and joyous and full of the springs of spring. This hour, everyone seems to have gone to bed, which is absolutely fine because it's 25 minutes past 12 on a Thursday evening. What person in their right mind would be up at this time of night?
Me.
Yeah.
I don't have a job, so...
Oh, have you not?
No.
Oh. What do you want to do when you grow up?
I want to make films. Did we not talk about this before?
Oh, did we? I don't remember. I dump all of the information that I glean in each show. I dump it from my mind as soon as the show is finished.
Fair enough.
Well, I'd say you want to make films, well, go and make films.
It's hard without money and lots of friends.
Well, the friends thing is difficult, but you buy a half-decent camera and go and make films.
True. I do have actually... like a really nice camera.
Well, then go make. Yeah. Well, then go make films.
Can I just tell you something really interesting about myself?
Yes, you can.
I recently got into Cat Stevens.
Cat Stevens, brilliant.
Yeah, good.
He's being followed by a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow. And if I ever lose my way, and if I ever dump a day, and then if I ever lose my way, I won't have to walk no more. And if I ever lost my mouth, or my teeth, Northland, that's it, isn't it? And if I ever lose my mouth, I won't have to sing no more, 'cause I am being followed by a moon shadow. I don't like that one, actually.
Well, I don't have to see him live anymore, thanks.
No, well, you don't. I like Cat Stevens. I nearly wrote a book about Cat Stevens.
Oh.
But I couldn't. Well, I didn't get round to it because it dawned on me, actually, it'll be a lot of work. But I know everything there is to know about Yusuf. So
you should tell me.
Well, this is what we'll do for the last 35 minutes of the show. If anybody's got any questions about Georgios Stephanos, I think his name was. That was his name. That's not racist. That was his name.
No, I know.
Georgios Stephanos, a.k.a. Cat Stevens, a.k.a. Yusuf Islam, 0344 499 1000. I can answer them all.
What about that schoolgirl thing, then?
Sorry?
That schoolgirl thing. That he had.
What schoolgirl thing he had?
Oh my... Well, I'm not going to explain it. You're going to have to look it up yourself.
Hang on a second. Let's just... I'm gonna... Google... Oh! I didn't know that! I did not know that!
Well, you do now.
Oh my gosh! Hey, that's Pamela, oh no. Oh my gosh! Flippin' heck! Have you found the link I found on the datalounge.com?
Probably.
Flippin' heck! Oh, good. Well, good, good for him. It's a bit of fun. It is a bit of fun, but it's highly inappropriate. Good. Well, anyway. But he's good. Yeah, he's good. He's brilliant. You know, I'm speechless after that, honey.
Good.
Thanks very much. Anything else?
No.
Thanks for calling. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Yes, James.
All right, Bob.
Hey, man.
How's it going, mate?
Yeah, it's all right. You know, the show... Bit of wind has been knocked out of our sails a little bit in the last hour of the show, and that's fine. That's fine. That's just the way it goes sometimes.
Sorry, I've not listened to the show in a couple of weeks.
That's all right, man. Life goes on, doesn't it?
It does, mate.
It does. Life goes on.
So how you doing?
I'm doing all right. My doctor is messing around with my medicine and my pills and things.
Same as me, mate.
Really? How are you finding it?
Sort of a struggle.
In what way?
They've upped my meds, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
So I'm on weird medication, and I swear they're counteracting with each other.
Yeah, it's a tricky little bit of chemistry, isn't it? To get everything to work in unison. I'm waking up with terrible headaches. It was better today than it has been, but waking up with an absolute blinding headache. And right now I'm feeling quite nauseous, and I really thought I was going to throw up about 15 minutes ago. I had a little thing where I felt it rising. So I'm struggling with that, and I'm tired, and I'm lethargic, and there's, I've got all that kind of stuff going on.
I've got that with my new pills, but
yeah,
as long as I'm out working and with the dogs, it's kind of okay.
Yeah. How long? Because I've only been on these new pills for about... Well, it's just over a week. It's 9 days, in fact, because I've got to take my next half dose tomorrow, and then on Saturday I go up to the full dose. That'll be fun. But so it's early days for me. How long's it been for you?
I've been on them for about a week and a half.
Yeah,
now.
and it's about... I bet they said it's about 3 or 4 weeks, isn't it, before it starts taking effect?
Yeah, but it's the countermeasures of amitriptyline and trazodone.
Tramadol, did you say?
Trazodone.
I don't know that.
It's just, I don't know what it's for.
You sound a little bit slurry, but maybe that's just because you're tired anyway, because it's 12:30.
Oh no, I didn't finish work till 10 o'clock.
Oh man.
Sorry.
Hey, how's the flat going?
It's all right, mate.
Yeah, you've not been kicked out yet?
No.
Bonus.
I pay my rent.
Absolute bonus.
I'm starting work at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Oh man, alive.
And working the majority of the day, but the bonus is I can take my dogs with me.
Oh, that's all right then, isn't it? A bit of company.
And the governor's sort of all right. He delivers leaflets
in
a box outside my door with the roads I've got to deliver them on.
Strict instructions.
Yes, indeedy.
What have you... whereabouts are you in terms of making the flat home? What kind of stuff have you got? Have you got pictures and things like that?
I've got a couple of posters on the wall.
Yeah, of what?
I've got a picture of the Joker.
Hey, my boys would love that.
Yeah, I've got a picture of... Oh, I don't even know you can explain it.
Uh-oh. Is it the Mona Lisa with a spliff?
No,
Good.
nothing like that.
Good.
Because I don't take drugs.
Good.
Apart from medication drugs.
There we go. Well done.
It's one of them old sort of 60s posters with a bird advertising Nuke Cola.
A bird advertising Nuke Cola.
Yep, as you do.
As you do.
And I've got a picture of a monkey with a set of headphones.
Well, there you go. That'll do, isn't it?
As
I'll
you
tell
do,
you what.
he's got his finger up his nose.
Did you ever play old video? Did you ever play video games in the 90s?
Dude, I was around when Pong started.
Well, okay. But it doesn't preclude you. I tell you why, because my boys, we had the most fun tonight playing. I've downloaded on the Xbox, right, the very first Sonic the Hedgehog. And I wasn't sure. I remember playing Sonic when I was about 16, 17. We used to go around to this guy's house, Pepsi Cola Khan, we used to call him, Noor Khan. And we get drunk and we play Sonic. And I've not played it for years and years and years. And I downloaded it for like £2 on the Xbox. And I tell you what, James, the boys were in hysterics playing it. Absolutely in hysterics.
You should try and get him on an old school Sega game called Alter Beast.
Oh, now, I never understood. Alter Beast was where you'd, like, turn into, like, a werewolf or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I could never get my head around that.
That was a brilliant game.
Yeah, it looked good. I know what you mean. But what's nice is the fact that they're digging these old games.
Or Kid Chameleon.
God, flipping out, you were an old gamer. I remember all this stuff. Do you remember Alex Kidd in Miracle World?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to like a bit of that. James, listen, I've got to go because I'm late for a break.
All right, bruv.
Nice to speak to you, man. Thanks for checking in.
Have a good one.
See you later on. Honestly, we were in about an hour and a half. We were playing Sonic, and what was good, we were all taking turns. Because most of the games they've got now, they play all these Lego Star Wars games and Lego Pirates of the Caribbean and stuff. And they were all two-player, and this was the first time they played, not the first time actually, but they don't play single-player games too often. But they were all sitting there, taking turns, and it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Love a bit of Sonic. Lee, stay there, I will come to you in a second. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Lee!
Hello.
Hey, Lee.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you, Lee.
I would like to say, first of all, I apologise. I fell asleep for most of your show.
Oh.
But I listen every night.
Well.
I woke up.
Yes. Dun, 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 dun.
And you were talking about meds.
Yeah.
Well, I've just changed my meds.
Uh-oh. It's the season for everyone to change their meds.
Well, I was on an injection of Paportil, but they run out of that because the pharmaceutical company decided to stop doing it. So they put me on palperidone.
Oh, right. I don't know what these drugs. I don't know what they mean. But how are you?
Antipsychotics.
Yeah. How are you? How is it making you feel?
I'm hallucinating.
Oh, that sounds like it's not an antipsychotic. It's a psychotic.
Well, it's because I'm swapping from one med to the other. I've only had 2 injections so far of the new med.
Yeah.
And I'm hallucinating.
Is it visual or aural?
Aural.
So you're hearing stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. What are you hearing?
Diabolical stuff. I'm hearing people from my past.
Uh-oh. Saying mean stuff, yeah?
Yeah, always. Oh, it's always been mean stuff.
Yeah.
All the time.
Can you... I tell you what, because I've been reading about auditory hallucinations, right? Because I've been reading a lot about Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys, who still has voices telling them they're going to kill him and all this kind of stuff. And I've
just psychotic.
Yeah. I was just finished his autobiography, which is a really interesting read. I wonder how much he actually had to do with it, but it's a really interesting read. How do you deal with these voices, Lee? Do you try and block them out? Do you talk to them? What techniques have you got?
I talk to them.
Right, and how does that go?
Not very well.
Yeah.
But it's been happening since 2002.
Yeah.
So what's that? 15 years?
Yeah, it is now. Yeah, I suppose. Blimey.
And it took them 10 years to inject me with Pavortil.
Right.
They used to give me tablets, but I wouldn't take them.
Well.
Because I hate swallowing tablets because it makes me feel sick.
Yeah, I know what you mean. When you hear these voices, do you always know that I don't want to say not real because that demeans the experience slightly. When you hear these voices, do you always know that they are coming from within your head, or are there times when you think that those people are there in the room with you?
I don't think they're in the room with me, but I think they're broadcasting in.
Right, okay.
And I believe them.
Yeah.
I do believe them.
Yeah.
But I'm a fairly, it sounds ironic, but I'm a fairly rational bloke.
Yeah.
And I tend to think, okay, this isn't real. But a second later, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. That must be hard work, man.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Must be exhausting.
Pretty much, yeah. But I make do.
Are they talking? Have they been talking to you tonight?
Yeah.
And what kind of stuff do they say then?
Well, I've been travelling through time.
Oh man.
And in my past, and it's to do with a visit with a psychiatrist.
Right, and I bet it's always the miserable stuff that you go to when you're travelling through time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was speaking to the psychiatrist and he got really aggressive with me.
Oh, man alive.
But I don't know if it's real or if it isn't real.
Yeah, of course not. It's hard. The mind cannot tell between the real and the vividly imagined experience.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. When are you seeing your psych team or your doctors next?
Well, I don't know. I see a CPN every week, and I have key workers come around twice a week.
Yeah.
And I get an injection every month.
Well, hang in there, man.
Well, I'm working on it.
Yeah. Good luck,
I'm
man.
a bit of a nutter, obviously.
Well, literally and metaphorically, but we all are to a certain extent. Hang in there, Lee. I hope things work out.
Thank you.
Cheers, man. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That is the battle that some people have to do on a daily basis. Imagine him. It just must be exhausting, mustn't it? Having to carry that around. Honestly, this Brian Wilson book, I put off reading it for ages because I read the Mike Love one. And I didn't really want to go straight into the Brian Wilson one. I didn't kind of want to read a Beach Boys story again so soon. But I read it last week. And you do wonder. I mean, he's not written the book. He's from what I can gather, he's had about 12 one-hour interviews with the guy that's written the book. And the guy has written the book. And I've interviewed Brian Wilson. And, you kind of... wonder exactly how aware he is of what's going on. It's a strange experience interviewing Brian. So the book, I'm always reading it and thinking, well, yeah, but he hasn't written this. But then most autobiographies aren't written by the person that they're about. Most of them are ghostwritten. At least this says on the front, Brian Wilson with the name of the guy. But it's a brilliant book, and it's funny Lee mentioned travelling through time because this book is non-linear, and I like autobiographies that are non-linear. There aren't many. The Bob Dylan one is. The Bob Dylan one is actually a brilliant read, and it just the Neil Young one is non-linear. It just hops about through time, and the Brian Wilson one, he'll be talking about. There's a weird bit where he goes and visits. He wants to go and visit Kokomo. It's weird. It's a really weird book, but thoroughly enjoyable. He wasn't on the Kokomo records. And then someone tells him he's near Kokomo. He says, oh, can we go and visit? And then someone says, well, Kokomo isn't real. He goes, I know that. And then suddenly it's 1963. It's weird, but it's good. It's a good read. Oh, God, look at the time. Less than 20 minutes to go, dear listener. And I'm going to tell you about a place that's won the best breakfast in the world. And then they have a picture of the breakfast. And you look at it, you think, that's not a breakfast. 0344 499 1000. Late Nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
The radio show for people who know the best part of the day is the night.
Late Night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Now look at this. It's what can only be described as a Ponzi breakfast. If I was given this breakfast, I'd go, and sorry, where's the rest? This is the modest fry-up that helped a B&B to be voted best in the world. Flippin' heck. It's £115 a night. Be at B&B for 115 quid a night. Clive and Lisa Orchards, £115 a night. Bindon Bottom. Oh, chance to be a fine thing. Topped TripAdvisor's poll with the guest writing, "I can't stop ordering Clive's full English. It's the best." Lisa, 42, of Wareham, Dorset, said, "People rave about Clive's breakfast. It's all organic and locally sourced." But this is it, right? It's 2 very tiny sausages, 1 fried egg, 4 mushrooms, 2 rashers of bacon, and 3 tiny, I don't know what that is. Hash browns, that's the word. That's it, hash browns, the tiny ones. But then in the middle, in a pot, the baked beans are in a pot in the middle. Why would you do that? I mean, I struggle enough in a greasy spoon when the toast comes on a separate plate. Get the toast under, you want the toast under the beans and the egg. Of course, he's got the beans in a pot in the middle. One TripAdvisor punter grumbled, "I can get just the same and twice the amount in my local Kath." I do. Well, I don't get the beans in a pot. What is wrong with having... Exactly, you just tip it out. As soon as it comes, you tip that out. All right, beautiful. Have that on there. Of course you do. That's what you do. Some people, huh? Some people. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Yeah. Well, it's coming towards the end of the show. It's the last 10 minutes. Let's spend the last 10 minutes going through those all-important National Television Awards, shall we, guys? What did Mary Berry won? Oh, Mary Berry won Best TV Judge. What does that... How is that even a thing? That's not a thing. What? Best TV Judge? Mary Berry? I mean, that's not even a thing. How can that be? Apparently it's a thing. She's been dubbed the doyenne of baking and queen of the Great British Bake Off. But Mary Berry has now got a new title, the best TV judge in Britain. Say what? The 81-year-old, 81, eh? Appeared... Oh, I mean, she's great. I'm not knocking Mary Berry. I think she's... From what little I know about her, I think she's brilliant. But best TV judge, eh? The 81-year-old appeared overwhelmed by her victory at the National Television Awards last night and punched the air with joy. She said she'd assumed Len Goodman... who recently stepped down as Strictly... I mean, I'm saying these words, and I know what these words mean, but it feels very strange to be saying this stuff. She thought Len Goodman would win the award and was shocked when her name was called. Speaking backstage at London's O2 Arena last night, she said, Dermot was going to sing, wasn't he? Did Dermot sing? He was going to open it by singing. Wonder if he did. Stephen!
Hello there.
Hello, Stephen.
Hiya.
You're live on Talk Radio, Stephen. What goods have you got for the last 10 minutes of the show?
Well, I'm a bit nervous because it's the first time I've called you before.
Uh-oh. Have you called anyone before?
No, it's the first time.
What, never? You've never made a phone call?
I've made a phone call, but I've never called the Talk Radio station.
Not to the Well, what's prompted you to call?
Well, I just wanted to say a big thank you to you.
Oh, go on.
Well, I'm a paranoid schizophrenic.
Oh, yeah?
And I've had problems with voices for years.
Yeah.
But you've saved me from committing suicide.
Well, that's very kind. I'm sure I haven't, but if that's what you feel, then that's very kind. What's been going on?
Well, my voices just got really bad one night.
Yeah.
And I couldn't cope with them anymore.
Yeah.
And it was one night you were talking about you were on new meds.
Oh, yeah.
And it gave me the courage to see my psychiatrist the next day and talk to him about putting me on some proper medication that would work.
Well, that's fantastic, Stephen. How long ago was that?
That was about a month ago.
And are you on the new meds then?
Yeah, I am.
How's it going?
And it's helping. It's gone really well.
Oh, I'm really pleased, man. Well, look at, we're all having a bit of a new meds loving this hour, which I'm more than happy to do. What's happening with the voices?
Well, my psychiatrist said I'll never get rid of them completely.
Yeah, they're always going to be there, are they?
They're always going to be there, but the medication will help me cope with them much better.
Are they? If you don't mind me asking, Stephen, tell me to jog on if this is inappropriate. But I find the whole thing of voices, I find it fascinating. Are they people that you know talking, or strangers?
When I was younger, it used to be my parents.
Right. Yeah.
But now I'm older. It's strangers.
Yeah. And I'm assuming they're not telling you that you're a great guy. That they're saying bad stuff.
Yeah, they tell me to hang myself, cut my throat, cut my wrists.
It's surprising. I mean, it's not very common, but it is more common. That kind of stuff is more common than people would think. Do you ever get any rest from it? Is it constant, or does it kind of happen when you're more stressed or tired or what?
Well, it's hard to explain really because they're always there.
Yeah.
But I suffer from anxiety as well.
Yeah.
And when I have panic attacks, that's when they're there and they're really loud.
And have you got people around you, Stephen? Have you got family or friends, or you mentioned you got a psychiatrist? Have you got people around you that you can kind of lean on?
Yeah, I live in supported accommodation.
Brilliant.
Where there's staff around during the day.
Wicked. So
it's just the night times I find hard, which is when I tune into you, and it helps me a lot.
Oh well, that's. I'm really pleased you shared that, Stephen. That's really touching. Don't you don't want to kill yourself now, do you?
No, I don't. No.
Good. And always I've said this before, but the Samaritans are really good as well. If you ever feel like topping yourself.
Yeah, I emailed the Samaritans a while back and they got straight back to me and they really helped.
Oh, that's good, because I found the email service of the Samaritans, and I've talked to them about this, that is a bit slow, and it's simply because they haven't got the facilities to constantly email people back and forth, and so sometimes it can take a couple of days, but I'm glad you found that. But the phone, 116123, their phone number, which is free, they're fab on there as well. So, hopefully you've turned a corner, Stephen, but if you ever think you're going to kill yourself, give them a call before you do it, because you never know. It might just turn you around a little bit.
Okay.
But
hopefully
you've turned a corner, Stephen. I wish you the best of luck, mate.
And you. I hope you do well in your new meds.
Hey, nice one, man. Thank you. Take care. See you later.
Take care.
Bye-bye. There we go. What a nice young man. Say nice young man. My special skills were not working there. I was unable to say his age. I would have said 32, but I don't know. And that's unfair of me to do that without the person there to either confirm or deny. So I apologise. But what a nice young man. It's the New Meds Hour on Talk Radio, where several men with mental health issues talk about feeling nauseous and having banging headaches. The voices thing, I do find it absolutely fascinating, because it's not something I've ever had. I mean, I have a voice in my head, but it's not... I have a critical voice in my head, but I think a lot of people have a critical voice in their head. For some it might be their mum or their dad or a teacher. For me, for a long time, it was a guy that I was at college with who was kind of a friend, but actually, looking back, was quite manipulative. And for years and years and years, his was the critical voice in my head. But the actual thing, the auditory hallucinations... I have had auditory hallucinations, and they're weird, but anyway. But the actual voices saying... you should kill yourself, you're worthless, why don't you go and hang yourself? A significant number of people get that, And again, it mentions it in the Brian Wilson thing. And his wife now kind of tries to calm him down, going, well, because the voices say they're going to kill him. And she says, well, you've had the voices, Brian, for about 50 years, and they've not killed you yet, have they? And he goes, oh, yeah, OK, right, I get it. Asked how she felt about... Oh, yeah, of course, here we go. Here comes the joke. Here comes the joke, dear listener, which I'm going to make up myself. Mary Berry beat off Simon Cowell and Len Goodman to become the best TV judge. Do you get it? Beat off. Do you get it? Beat off. Doesn't say that in here. And now this is the thing, right? In a demonstration of their dominance, Geordie duo Ant and Dec won their 16th consecutive Best Presenter Award. Now, here's the thing, guys. This pattern will never be broken while I'm in the television presenter doghouse. I don't know what I did wrong. I don't know who I've offended. You get me back on that box, guys, and I swear to God, I will destroy those two. I would destroy those two. You want them to win it for 17, 18, 19 years? Yeah, fine. Keep me off the box. You want them to end? Just get me back in there. Anytime, get me back in there. Special drama performance went to Lacey Turner in EastEnders. Comedy? Mrs. Brown's Boys. Mrs. Brown's Boys. Instantly rendering the entire National Television Awards redundant. Mrs. Brown's Boys won the best comedy. Just think about that. Just think about that. Unbelievable. On that bombshell, strange old show tonight, which is absolutely fine. They sometimes are. One more to go this week. How's about them apples? Don't forget podcasts. Go and download the podcast if you get it from iTunes. If you leave nice comments and reviews, it's very helpful. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Catherine. Back tonight at 10. Until then, from us, ta-ta.
Talk Radio. Digital debate for the UK.
Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.